maybe we'll see some early aggression at top, maybe Vide camps Aurelia, or I mean, you definitely, if you are taking Ignite on a top lane Jace versus somebody with TP, you need it to pay off, or you will lose global pressure, as you mentioned from the teleport. So I guess we'll have to see what happens at this top lane. We are slowly loading into game, and we'll be on the Rift soon, so we can see it all play out.
What do you reckon, Shadow? What do you think about this
Jace
matchup? What's your opinion?
I think that it's really up to the Jace to decide for the rest of the team which lane gets pushed down, because really wherever Turthead decides to commit to is really where he's going to be stuck in, because obviously no TP, not enough movement. Well, I guess he's got the acceleration gate, but, you know, that's more for the team than just for himself. So, yeah, really interesting to see that. If Irelia decides to split push, then it doesn't look like anybody really has any chance of stopping her from doing so.
Yeah, that is right, especially if she gets ahead of Aurelia versus Jace. I mean, Jace isn't going to be able to do anything. Aurelia can just stomp all over her. We're having some slight problems with Belina Boy's AD carry Funeral Parlor trying to connect to the game. Hopefully we'll have that sorted soon, but just bear with us for the moment. It is OS. We have problems all the time, of course. But, yeah, we'll try and get it fixed as soon as we can. And then
It will be kind of a hassle.
The comments,
I mean, like,
of course.
If anything, they can always pause it. Like,
No
if anything,
DJ
they can always...
Sona. That is right. We really
FF at 20,
wanted to
that's
see
it,
some
surrender.
wubs. Yeah, Serena at 20, FF at 20. Get the DJ Sona in. We want to see some wubs. You know, it's what we need. We need a party in here. As far as bot lane goes, I mean, if the Lucian Morgana lane managed to get 2 first, they've got an incredibly strong power spike. The Lucian level 2 power spike, if Morgana does manage to line up a binding after they push that first wave, or second wave rather, and hit 2, we could even see first blood coming in bot lane. We'll have to see Blue Eyes, White Kids, hooks, and see if they're on point. Maybe save the AD carry, if he does connect, of course. Hey, and we're in game. But
We are in
I
game,
don't
though,
think the
again,
AD carry...
unfortunately... Yeah, so we
Yeah,
could see
Funeral
maybe a
Parlor
pause
hasn't
coming
connected
out.
yet.
Is there a pause system in this?
Yes, you should be able to pause.
Supposedly there should be one.
We'll have to see what's going on.
Okay, I guess Belina Boys... the Belina Boys are willing to take
4v5,
us on
boys.
5v4. Let's see how that can... Don't worry, the Belina Boys have
Absolutely.
this. Now we are
Thresh
seeing
can
the
do
Elixir
both
power
roles.
forward. Yep, he can, and he can do it
They're looking
effectively.
very aggressive
We're
for
seeing a
this bot lane
3-man,
at level 1.
Oh, Blue Eyes has to be very careful. Elixir Alpha does walk in.
Puts
They
down
get
the wood.
spotted by that wood. And they back away safe and sound.
They do manage to take out the wood, so gold advantage definitely going to Legacy of Elford there. 10G in the bank.
10G already
Apart from
won
that, we're
CS
seeing
up for
fairly
Ostrich. That's
standard-
it. Gained the CS lead right there.
A huge CS lead, literally 100% more CS than his opponent here. Fairly standard
That
start.
CS
Looks
count,
like
he's gonna
Legacy of
definitely-
Elford are going to be starting towards the Gromp. And looks like a similar start for Belina Boys up here with the Vi Jace at the top lane. We'll have to see where these junglers decide to go first.
It's interesting to see that both Jace and Irelia decided to go with Flask first. So there's not going to be that much early game pressure in lane for Jace, of course, taking the Ignite. So obviously he's going to have to rely on Vi for some sweet ganks in order to snowball him forward.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Flask on both of these. Especially Jace. Jace has huge mana problems early, and if you're going against Aurelia, you definitely want to try poke her out of lane. Yeah, and Aurelia too, obviously you are against that Jace, you are going to be taking some poke. So yeah, you definitely do need the Flask and the pots to survive in the lane. Apart from that, all starting items seem to be fairly standard, except of course for the Jinx, who still hasn't connected apparently.
I might be having some
Is there a
technical
slight-
difficulties.
Yes, I think the spectator stream is bugged. I seem to be having that technical
So
difficulty
it's not
as
just
well.
me, but the time is still moving, but
It's
everyone's
all
just
of us.
frozen in place.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the spectator stream here. Hopefully it
Alright, I'm
fixes itself.
Just seeing Vi casually being hit by Gromp here, giving her a few licks.
And not dying. Does anyone know if the AD carry for Bellina Boys reconnected? Because obviously on the spectator stream at the moment they still haven't, but we're obviously having some
For me,
technical difficulties, so I'm not sure.
For me, it said he was reconnected though, and as such, I'm like, alright, sweet, he's connected, he's back into the game, we're gonna get some stuff done, but then, yeah. Everything just goes shit to the wall, and we're all frozen in place. Fantastic. Gotta love them right servers.
A
Right
very
servers,
good
please.
start, yeah.
Alright, well, I'm moving up again, working fine. Are you guys still frozen?
Apparently it's some problems on their end. I'm still frozen, but apparently,
Alright, so
yeah.
just exit and reconnect, and it'll work fine, because like, I'm perfectly fine. Is this...
Yep.
So I can
reconnecting.
commentate it right now if you guys want.
Yep, okay, go for it.
Alright.
I'm loading back in now.
Do we have the green light to keep going? Alright, we're just gonna give a little
I
bit,
think we
let the
do.
guy get back up in stream. Sorry guys about this whole technical issue. Righto not being nice, so we're just waiting for the green light to go and everything. If anything, it's fairly even in lanes. No one's really died. The CS advantage is still going up towards Turd Head up in that top lane. Even though actually no, he's behind by 10 CS, my bad there. And there's a massive CS
okay.
discrepancy in that bot lane. Yeah, so Ostrich, who was playing Lucian, so part of the legacy of Alford, he's got that CS lead in comparison towards Funeral Pile. Now in the top lane, Turtle has been ganked upon by Brinks. They're forced to flash out of Fort though. He will be able to get away safe and sound, and that's a flash. All working out, Turtle does escape with his life.
Yeah, very well played with the E on Jace there, knocking that Rek'Sai back to not get the last few auto attacks. And a hook down at the bot lane, spell shielded away. The CS in the mid lane is showing quite a big discrepancy towards this Annie, 40 CS to 18, which is quite a big lead at the moment. We'll have to see how it plays out, although I do expect Annie to be... Annie is quite a bully in lane, especially against Nidalee early game. So it is really not surprising that Annie's got the CS lead that she has.
That's a very nice hook coming
Little
in.
bit of
Very good
aggression.
there. Oh, Dark Binding just missing.
They gotta be careful though. Those Black Shields have been good by Huddy-san already. Every time Blue Eyes has sent out those death sentences, he's able to instantly interrupt them. But in the mid lane, Brinks did come in for a knock-up. Great stun by Gopher. Is able to walk away safe and sound. If anything, I gotta say, like you mentioned, I think Annie is the pick for this game, and about how well Gopher is gonna play on the Annie pick.
Yeah, he's doing incredibly well at the moment, double CS. So, I mean, it is... Nidalee's also had some pressure from the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai has been very present in this game so far. He's ganked 2 lanes. Hopefully the pressure... Ooh.
Oh, no
Huddy-san
Black
has been hit
Shields.
by the death sentence. That's first blood already going out to Blue Eyes White Kid. So that's 1-4 of the Bellina boys doing quite well, making up for the lack of Funeral Parlor, who was DC'd previously.
So first blood coming in on the Vi. It was a very strong gank. He got caught out when he went to ward the try. It was a good ward to put down, but maybe needed to put that down a little bit sooner so he didn't get caught out. Rek'Sai's down at the bot lane now, maybe trying to salvage something back from the bot lane. And Annie all in Nidalee as well. Ooh.
He's fallen. That's another kill going towards Bellina boys. Pretty good for himself.
That's exactly what we were talking about before the game. I mean, as soon as Annie does hit the 6, versing that Nidalee, all she needs to do is poke down a few times with auto attacks, get Nidalee to about 80%, and then just all in with the Tibbers, the Ignite, and Nidalee's going to go down every time. So Nidalee probably needs to get early magic resistance and just try and farm up and maybe get some roams up to try and get back in the game.
Be forced to utilize those roams if anything,
Jake's
those
very
just
aggressive.
get away. But in the top lane, Turdhead doing quite a lot on Fort. Has to force him to back away though. Fort being a bit ballsy, staying around for a bit longer.
There is a CS lead at the top. Aurelia is definitely ahead. There was, again, early pressure from Rek'Sai, but Vi's up in the top lane now.
Unfortunately, I'm reconnecting because
Another
I had
really-
no problem, so...
Alright, sorry, I'll take over. Vi did get that gank up at the top lane. It was an incredibly good Vault Breaker out of the Tribe Bush to get the kill onto Fort E2 right up at the top lane. And meanwhile, Rek'Sai does try and gank onto that Annie in the mid lane. He doesn't force a flash, but he gets Annie to back off. Nidalee maybe can pick up some free farm in the meanwhile and hopefully try and get back in the game for herself.
Yeah, definitely. It's already 3-0-4 in favor of Belina Boys. Got in that early kills lead, get that snowball. Already across the board for the Thresh, for Blue Eyes White Kid, as well as Blue Brownies, and finally Gopher all picking up a kill for himself. So pretty good for them right there. But it's really on the legacy of Alpha if they can able to pull it back and not have that big snowball go against them.
Yeah, it is really quite hard. I mean, especially when you have lanes like Annie ahead. I mean, Annie's a monster to deal with in lane, especially with an early kill. So I think Nidalee's just gonna have to play this on very passive. Ooh.
And for E2 going very aggressive, gets Ignite, taking a few tower shots. You have to be very careful. Nearly got the kill on third head though, unfortunately. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Blue Eyes White Kid, he gets hit by the Dark One. The Culling coming out. Ostrich, he gets the kill for himself right there. Blue Brownie's coming in for a gank too. Lands on Ostrich. He's taking Quilo, Soul Shackles. Can they do something? Legacy of Alpha are trying their best. A fantastic exhaust going on to Funeral Parlor, and that's a 1-for-9 exchange in favor of Legacy of Alford. Ooh,
So
but
well
it's not
played
over
there,
yet.
Lucian
Funeral
with
has
the
been hit
heal.
by the Dark Binding. Has to back away though. Blue Brown is taking quite low as well. A lot of action already in that bot lane.
Oh, very close there. Very close with Illusion. I mean, he played that very well when the gank came in. It was a perfect heal and kited back. They even got Vi's flash as well. When it looked like they were in trouble, they managed to get Vi flash for a heal. It was a very good trade.
And a very aggressive play. Turnhead turns that around in the top lane, picks himself up a kill as well. Fort E2 nearly got that though. So a lot of action already happening. 4-1 is the kills in favor of Belina Boys.
The top lane is just non-stop action. It's non-stop brawling between these two. You wouldn't normally expect to see a Jace with a tier. I mean, this early winning those 1v1s against the Aurelia. But the poke coming out is so strong, and following up with just the burst damage that Jace gets just nets him these early kills. I mean, Aurelia is still up in CS, but definitely lane advantage to Jace.
Definitely very impressed with the
Ranks has
Vikings
been
in top lane there.
That is absolutely
lane
true.
taking
Plus,
a lot
Hardison
down.
has been on point. Those Dark Bindings. Yeah, those Dark Bindings just doing so much. If anything. In the mid lane though, we've got Brinks
Jungle
taking
is
on
meeting
Blue
here.
Brownies 1v1 straight off. There's the ultimate coming out from Blue Brownies taking quality. Tibbers comes out. Gopher picks up his second kill. He's got that 97 CS to 55 as well. He's just having the time of his life in that mid lane.
And it's so scary, just like I mentioned earlier. And Annie being ahead, just all he had to do there was just come in, drop that Tibbers down, and the damage just coming out is absolutely insane. He's 2 kills up, he's 56 before that mid turret falls. And huge advantage to Belina Boys here.
Oh, there's
Oh
a
my
Rex
God,
Ice
that
stream
Rek'Sai
where it
ult.
sets his eyes up. He's got his eyes
good
on that
pit it-
top lane, 42. And Turdhead being very aggressive with each
It is
other.
warded out, but he might be able to get behind Jace here.
Oh,
Oh,
does
just
realize
misses
some of
the
the
tunnel.
boys, a bit of the damage, gets the knock up, boys here, flashes in, forcing the flash out of Turnhead as well. He will get away safe and sound, but a flash will flash again in that top lane. Still no one getting the kill out of it.
Flash for a flash, but definitely it definitely alleviates pressure from this Aurelia. She's a lot higher health than Jace. Hopefully she'll be able to just sort of come back in this game, farm up a bit more. And that Rek'Sai gank not netting in a kill, but definitely helping out that Aurelia quite a lot at top. And looking at the bot lane now, Lucian is up in farm, is up in kills as well. He's already got a BF, he's already got a pickaxe as well. Just to the Avarice Blade of Jinx. So there's not really anything there that Belina Boys bot lane can do to fight at the moment. If they got caught out by a binding, they're pretty much dead. They'd have to use their summoner spells or they'd be dead. Just a huge item advantage for Lucian. And another kill coming in at the top lane.
Ooh. Unfortunately, Turhead walking
well
back into that, trying to juke the last